My name is Sam Jolly. This is my FW373 video project. I chose Loggerhead Shrike, Lanius, ludovicianus. Classification is Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata. Class is Aves, which is birds. Order Passerformes, so perching birds, and family Laniidae, and Lanius ludovicianus. So identification. They're up to 9 inches in length from head to tail, wingspans of 11 to 12.6 inches. They're overall gray, so they have gray backs, light gray to white underbellies, and white throats. Black tails, and then this really prominent black eye stripe takes up most of their face. They have black wings when they're flying, and then these bright white wing flashes, um, and heavily hooked, thick black bills. Their range, they're mostly found across the southern United States, so southeast and all the way across the central U.S. and the west, all the way to California, north to Maryland in the east, and southern Oregon and maybe even Washington in the west. This year round, as well as central Mexico. In the summer, they can be found across the northern Great Plains, so Wyoming, eastern Montana, the Dakotas, and southern Canada. And then there's a small winter population on the east coast of Mexico. Their habitat, they're mostly found in open country areas, so you'll commonly see them in fields, agricultural fields, orchards, and then out west more in savannas and scrubland. They're usually first spotted perched on fences or really commonly on um, power lines, sometimes in small trees and shrubs. So basically anywhere where there's ample open space as well as a bunch of low vegetation for them to perch on. Their behavior, they primarily feed on insects, amphibians, lizards, small snakes, and small birds and mammals. The majority of their prey is insects. So that's probably 90% of their diet, especially in the summer. They feed on insects. And then in the winter, when insects start to die off, they'll switch over to vertebrates. And that's when you see them with mammals and small birds. The one thing that they're most known for is their hunting and food storage behavior. So they hunt from perches, which is why you'll see them on power lines and power poles. And then they'll dive into the grass and onto the ground for prey. Sometimes they'll even hunt from the ground. Much like mockingbirds, they'll use their white wing flashes to startle prey, so their prey will be freaked out by the big flash of white, and then they'll grab them. But the one thing they're really well known for is how they impale their prey on barbed wire fences and thorny bushes after they catch it. So you'll often see a barbed wire fence that's just covered in insects and even small mammals impaled, and you know there's a shrike around. There's two main reasons they do this. One is to break down the compounds in poisonous prey, such as monarchs, so they leave them sitting out long enough, and then they can eat them after a while because the poisonous compounds break down. Secondly, they can use this as a food reserve, so they store all these pieces of prey for later consumption when they might not be able to catch anything. For reproduction, the main way they attract mates or males attract females is all the males in an area, though they're territorial, will get together and display as a group to make it easier for the females to pick out the best ones. So they'll sort of fake battle with each other and compete for females, and then they'll also sing and fly and display and try to court the female. Once another thing that can attract a female is a large store of food. So if a male shows a female like a bunch of food it has on display out here, female might be more attracted to it because it shows that it is able to hunt and it's fit. Um, Once they pick a mate, they are monogamous for the season. So you'll see a female. Well, both females and males will gather nesting material, but only a female will build nests. So they'll both bring nesting material back to the nest site, but only a female will actually build. They have 1 to 2 clutches of eggs each season, each of 5 to 6 eggs, and the nests are typically built 3 to 4 feet above the ground in thorny bushes for protection. For conservation status, they're listed as least concern. However, there has been a 3% decline per year from 1966 to 2015. So that's a total of 76% decline in the past 49 years, um, which puts them on a species to watch list. So a special concern kind of thing where they have a potential to go downhill really fast. So the main thing that's contributing to this is pesticides. So they're killing their prey, first of all, which is insects, of course. And secondly, insects could be laced with these poisons, and that will affect the loggerhead shrikes negatively. There is one endangered subspecies, and that is the San Clemente Island loggerhead shrike, which only lives on an island off the coast of California. However, they're still fairly common if you go to the proper habitat. So if you go looking for them, you can most likely find them. That's all. Thank you.